Right, fire's lit, kettle's on. Must be getting up to temperature because the fan has started. Again, here to do a little bit of work today again. I brought my feeler gauges down and I'm going to try and get this engine aligned, sort of fine alignment. So, I'll be back in a minute. In the old alternator connections to the harness. I've got a thick brown one going into the harness, blue with black stripe into the harness. These two brown connections, one is cut, two cut black ones to this one. I presume this might be to do with the tachograph. Yeah, there's a spade connector onto that one. Difficult to figure it all out. There you go. My old starter, so that'll do for a spare because that was almost new. Might as well keep these clips and stuff like that. The old harness and everything. It's a real rat's nest. Look at this stuff. No idea what this plugs into. And it comes from this, which it looks to me like a bit like a galvanic isolator. Or maybe a galvanic transformer. I'm gonna have to take it off and have a look. The idea today is to fine tune the alignment. But I want to sort of put as much fluids and weight on the engine before I do that as I can. So I want to put the fuel filter on. I want to put 5.1 litres of oil in as per the manual. I would put the coolant in, but it's all going to pour out of there as it stands now. Because I haven't got the clarifier set up. I could just bung it, I suppose. Bung that. Yeah. Bung this end. But realistically, it's going to make, if it's 2 litres of water, that's 2 kilos. It's not going to make a huge amount of difference. So I might just fine tune it without all that. Plus, because it's such a cramped space in here, I can't physically get the fuel filter in there. It gets in the way. I know when I took it off last time, on the old engine, I had to undo these 2 bolts and take this whole bracket off, fit the filter, and then re-bolt it. So I think I'll have to do that again. I've got the bolts off the coupling. Sorry, I was going to try and use this another Teamer special, but I haven't charged it up. I'll do that in a bit. So I now need to look up how to measure the gap. Well, I know how to do it, but I need to know what sort of gap I need to be looking at. I'm feeling it's 3/1000 of an inch. So I'll be back when I'm doing that. Right, so I feel like if I start off with the biggest one, 1mm, see if that'll go in anywhere. That lets me know if there's a big gap on one side. So it doesn't go in at the 3 o'clock position. It does go in at the 12 o'clock position. It doesn't go at the 9 o'clock. It doesn't go at the 6 o'clock. So that tells me that it needs to be tilted this way. The engine needs to be tilted this way, which means I need to lift the back. So, in some ways that's improved it. And now it will go in the other side, but it's massive here. The whole engine is this way. So I need to loosen off the feet because they have little slots in and try and tilt the engine slightly and retighten it. So I'll get on with that now. That's it all loosened off. I don't know. I'm going to be able to move it across. Bigger engines have adjustments. Like I think you can wind it up and down with, but this one's quite small and doesn't have it. Oh, I've got a couple of bars. I can do anything without damaging anything. That's all. My very kind neighbour came round this morning. They were having a fry up, and they brought me a bowl full of bacon and egg, and sausage, and a bap. I had a cheeky Greggs on the way down here this morning, so I didn't have room. But I finished lining the engine now, as near as I can get it. So I've just warmed this up on top of my stove, and I'll munch it down, very nice, with a cup of tea, and then on to the next job. Right, I've been desludging my fuel tank about half an hour now, the vacuum cleaner, and the black crap that's come out of it is unbelievable. I keep putting good red diesel back in, like a diluter, and then sludging it about a bit with the hose. I've got a dipstick shoved up the hose to keep it rigid, and just have a look at the colour of the stuff that's coming out. It should be clearish red. And this is a clear hose, by the way. One more flush. Dear friends, one more. Yeah, that's reasonably clean. Just that thing that looks like a line there is the drain valve. Jeez, it's quite hard to see, but yeah. I think that nozzle I dropped in the summer has completely disintegrated now. That's what all this black stuff is that I've been pulling out.